Hello, welcome to A Healthier You. I'm Natalie, and I will be guiding you through today's meditation. So, in preparation for this meditation, I've been reflecting a lot about change. And I don't know if you all are experiencing this right now. I feel like so much change is happening in our world, in our country, maybe in our individual lives. And for me, when I go through moments of change, it can be challenging to say the least. I can be a person who sometimes can resist change. I don't know if you can relate, but as we think about change and move through today's practice, what came to mind for me was this exercise that's around a clenched fist. So I invite you just take a moment to join me, and maybe you clench one of your fists, clenching it very tight, creating a ball, and oftentimes, this is how many of us show up, right? When we're dealing with change, when we're dealing with transition. I invite you to take your other hand and try to pry those fingers open in this clenched fist. And just notice what you're experiencing, what you see here. And for me, as I try to unclench my fist by prying those fingers open, my hand only gets tighter, right? This sense of resistance. And so often when we're going through moments of change, we try to force things, right? We either resist or we force things to go the way we want them to. But we have other options. So I invite you to, with that same hand that we're using to pry those fingers open, maybe use it to gently cradle that fist. Just taking a moment to do that and see what you notice. For me, those hands, those fingers that were so tight are slowly beginning to resist on their own. And that's what our meditation practice invites us to do, right? Finding that moment of pause, that moment to breathe, allows us to gently find that sense of release. It might not change how you feel completely. Again, navigating change can be challenging, but it allows us to find that sense of support. And that's what we're going to explore today in our practice. So, as we get ready, I invite you to find a comfortable seat, taking your time to get there and allowing yourself to feel supported by the ground beneath you. Maybe you're feeling your body connected to your chair, your couch, whatever support you're using in this moment. And then allowing your spine to be tall, extending through the crown. Maybe you roll your shoulders back. And if you feel comfortable, maybe you begin to close your eyes or soften your gaze if that feels better. Just allowing yourself to slowly arrive here. And to notice. Notice how you are, not changing, not fixing anything. Maybe noticing your mood. Maybe noticing your energy. And noticing your breath. Noticing that inhale and exhale. Maybe you feel your belly expand as you inhale and notice it fall as you exhale. Just taking a few moments here to pay attention. We're going to get ready to go a little deeper in our practice by doing a technique called Samavriti breathing, which is even pace breathing. So what we'll do is we'll inhale for a count of 4, and we're going to exhale for a count of 4. And if that ever feels too much for you, you can count maybe lower at a 3, or if you want a little bit more, maybe you take your count to a 5, but you want it to be even. So in for 5, out for 5. And if none of that feels comfortable, you can always come back to your normal pace of breathing. So to begin, let's take a cleansing breath. Cleansing inhale and exhale. And we'll begin. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. And I invite you to take that on your own a few times. Breathing in for 4, breathing out for 4. And if you find your mind begins to wander, you're starting to think about maybe the things that you need to do, or any worries are coming up, distracting thoughts, it's normal. You can acknowledge them. Just find your way back to counting your breath, counting those inhales and exhales. As you're breathing, feeling that sense of expansion as you inhale, and that sense of release, of relief as you exhale. We'll just be here for a few more rounds. And we'll begin to bring this technique to a close, allowing your breathing to come back to its normal pattern, its normal rhythm. No rush here. And just taking a minute to notice how you feel after that practice. Notice if anything has shifted or changed. Maybe you take a moment for just a gentle body scan, just scanning from the crown of your head down through your neck, your shoulders, your chest, your hips, thighs, knees, shins, all the way down to your feet. Just noticing the body. Maybe noticing if there's any clenching, thinking about that fist that we just held. Noticing any clenching in the body. Maybe taking an inhale and seeing if you can find just a sense of release with your exhale. Noticing if you're carrying any tension in the face. Maybe paying attention to the jaw. Is your jaw clenched? Can you release it? Sometimes we hold tension in our shoulders. Can you let those shoulders relax? Just taking in whole body. And as we close, I invite you to bring awareness to those hands. Maybe noticing your hands, the ones that you created that fist earlier with, and also that cradle, right? And I invite you to just bring those hands together and maybe you rub them together, creating a sense of warmth and energy. And you can place those hands anywhere that needs your love and attention. And we'll take a moment here just to take an intentional breath. So we'll take a deep inhale here, filling all the way up. And we'll exhale, letting it all go, releasing, emptying. Once more, an inhale, filling all the way up. And an exhale, letting go. And as we close, I invite you to maybe set one intention, maybe a word or phrase to carry you through your day. For me, I'm reminding myself that I can face change, that I can adapt. And as you set that intention, we'll take one final intentional inhale, filling all the way up. And exhale, sighing it out, releasing. And when you're ready, I invite you to gently begin to blink those eyes open. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the practice. The even paced breathing is something you can do at any time. I hope it will be a practice that will continue to support you and that you will return to. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me and practicing with me today. Have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.